We got this dog, man. I like to smoke weed when I walk my dog. I also like to smoke weed when I don't walk my dog. But I'm out high walking my dog one night, and so my dog is he's a weird pooper. I don't know, does anybody have a pit bull blended green here? You have a pit bull? And so does he poop normal, like on flat ground? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. She stares at you. That's all dogs do. I think they all stare at you, which is really prison shit. You know what I mean? You know? You're eyeballing someone when you're taking shit. You're like, that's right. Keep looking. But I will tell you something. You know, my dog. First of all, it's always weird when I walk him because he doesn't poop normal. First. There's only 3 places he'll poop. He'll either poop on top of a giant rock is his favorite one. If he can find a giant rock, he will pull me over there, get to the very edge of it, like fucking Simba, and shit. Like that. It's so weird. And then when he poops on a rock, nowhere else, he walks it around it a couple times. Like. The other 2 places he'll poop up a tree. Up. He puts his feet, his back hinds up against, and he lifts his ass up. So his fronts are off the ground. His butthole is against the tree, and he poops, so it sticks to the tree. It's the craziest. The first time I saw him do it, I'm like, are you retarded? Like, what are you doing? He shits up trees, and then he looks at it like, well, you take a picture of everything else, you're not going to take a picture of that? My favorite place where he poops, and this is, my wife and I both call him the bush pooper. He poops on bushes. His favorite thing is to find a little bush and poop on top of it like a topping of a sundae or something. But what I think his like mischievous part of him is when he poops in a bush. The bigger bush, he'll put his butt in there, and when you know how pit bulls smile? So he'll poop in the bush and smile at me like, you gonna put your hand in here and pick this up, huh? And so one night he shits in the bush. And by the way, I'm with you on no. I don't do a lot of impersonation, guys. Let me give you my one impersonation that I do. I said do. Here's an impersonation of me trying to decide if I'm gonna pick up my dog's poop in a bush. Ready? This is me. And if I don't see anybody I know, I'm not picking up that shit. That's how that goes, right? So fuck that. I'm not working for it. You know what I mean? If it's on the ground, fine, but I'm not rolling up my sleeves, you know? So I look, I see someone I know, I'm like, damn it. I reach in the bush and I'm high, I pick it up, I throw it away. I start to walk down the street. And I'm about 20 minutes from my house and I just itch my ear a little bit. Oh, it gets so much worse. And I'm like, do I have earwax in my ear? And I take my finger out and there's a little bit of poop. Because when I reach in the bush, I got a little poop on my finger. Now I want you to think about how you scratch your ear. Do you caress it? You know what you do? You jam. You jam. I jammed dog shit into my head. I jammed it. If I had tried to push it in harder, I couldn't have. I jammed dog shit into my ear like I was trying to do it. Hey, go, right? And so, guys, my paranoia, I'm high, so my paranoia is like, bing, you know? I can feel the worms swimming to my brain. I'm like, oh, I'm about to die. Like, I assigned myself 20 minutes to live. I'm like, I got 20 minutes to live, you know? So I start to walk home. And I'm in, guys, I almost dialed 911, by the way. But would have been the most embarrassing 911 call ever. Like, 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, I jammed dog shit in my ear. All right, we're gonna let you go now. There is a Google search on my phone. It just says, is dog shit bad for your brain? Google was like, ask Yahoo. We don't know the answer to that question. That's so stupid. But so the only thing that I knew that was working still, guys, was gravity. So I started walking down the street like this, walking my dog. And I'm walking through my neighborhood. I'm trying to get home. 20 minutes to live. And I come up on this dude's house. And he's in his front yard. He's watering the yard. He's got a mask on. 8:30 at night, mask on, water in the yard. Now guys, during this past year, we've been asked to choose from two stupid teams about this whole pandemic. Team, it's totally fake, and team, we're all gonna die. And I'm here to tell you there's a lot of room in the middle for smart people, you know what I mean? But I will tell you this dude, in the middle of his own lawn, 8:30 at night, with a mask on, he's on team, we're all gonna die, you know? And so the last thing he wants to see is my fucking dumbass walking up to his house, you know? And so he's watering his lawn and he's like, what's going on? And I was like, I need to use your hose. And he goes, why? And I was like, I got dog shit in my ear. He laid the hose down, he walked over to his phone, he picked it up and he leaned on his house and he goes, have at it. And I said, I would really prefer if you didn't film this. And he said, oh, I bet you would. And he goes, I go, are you still gonna film it, man, even though I asked you not to film it? And he goes, let me ask you something. If a stranger showed up at your house in the middle of the night and had dog shit in their ear and said they wanted to wash it out in your front yard, you wouldn't film it? And I was like, well, not if you asked me not to. And he goes, yeah, well, that's the price of admission. You want to use the hose or not? And I'm like, yeah, I want to use the hose, man. He goes, cool. And so I pick up the hose, and I'm going to put my thumb over it and shoot the water into my ear, right? Water, ear, done, right? And he goes, what's the plan? What's your strategy? And I go, well, I'm going to shoot the water into my ear and wash it out. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, you're not scared? You're just going to shoot the shit further into your head? And I was like, well, I am now, man. Fuck. And he goes, he said, it's really your own recourse. Go ahead, you got this. And I go, okay. And I pick up the hose. And I'm about to shoot the water into my ear. And his son comes to the window of the house. And he goes, who's that? And he goes, oh, it's just a friend who needs to use the hose. And he goes, why does he need to use the hose? And he goes, there's dog poop in his ear. The kid goes, why does he have dog poop in his ear? And the guy goes, don't do drugs, son. I'm in the middle of the lawn. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do drugs, you're right.
Mirrors, they're not